Hey, it's your girl Just Free coming at you with another video. Feel free to hit the like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to my channel. So, let's get into it. I have some thoughts and opinions, again, about Olivia Johnson, aka Lives Life, aka Tuna, aka The Blob, aka Tuna La Fiche, aka Peppa, and some other names that I cannot remember right this second. So so let's see, where shall I start? So okay, so let's start here. So Nisha had made a post that said, who in the hell told y'all me and Big Rod have been on and off for 10 years? Shout out to Kitten Zombie. And apparently another content creator took that and ran with it and I guess made a whole video about it or something. Um so according to Nisha, it's not true. She has not known Rod for 10 years. Um and that's just what it is. I mean, that's what she. So because obviously a lot of people like to call her the mistress, and say things like she broke up, space that she broke up, Rod, Gerard and Liv's marriage, which I don't think for one second that that's true. Um, so let's see what else y'all got to say about this. Shout out to Lipstick Alley, my reliable source for gossip and all of the things. So let's get into their comment section. And let's see what some of y'all think in this thread, this comment section. Now, this person said I saw the post, Nisha creepy self wanted another woman, kids, and a man. Um, I mean, I guess she ain't no hostage. I mean, she is not. First of all, she not married to him, so she don't have to be there. And that's what I don't get with people who say stuff like that. She's there because she chooses to be. And if she wants, I would imagine if she did not want to be there, she would not be. So I'm confused about that statement, but whatever, sis. So this person said, "Liv saying this won't change the court order. Let it go. Them kids, nor Gerard is not coming back." Okay. So, um, Philly for real says, "I see you don't understand how law, let alone family, works. Also, he never said Liv couldn't have a man around her kids, but she doesn't need to be bringing degenerates around her children. Until Liv grows up, gets therapy, and does the work, she won't have no decent man wants a girl like that. Real men are looking for a woman who can conduct themselves as a lady. Also, the issue is not how Gerard did Liv. They did each other dirty, and so on and so on. So, I mean, yeah, it's not about um whether or not Liv can have a man. The thing about that is that first of all, you might want to date a man first, as opposed to bringing him home from a halfway house talking about you done known him for years, and the next thing you know, he shows up in a vlog and you know what I'm saying, and driving your car. Girl, bye. No, sis. I mean, if you was my peoples, no, that's not what we do. We might want to get to know the man a little first, and then slowly but gradually introduce them to our children. I mean, that's kind of like what happens. And not for nothing. I mean, one kid, two kids, three kids. But damn, bitch, you got three kids. You had a whole husband. And the audacity just to feel like it was okay, for you to allow somebody, another man around them that, that you hadn't even um taken seriously yet yourself. You didn't take Gerard serious. I mean, Zolo seriously. That was just something to get you by. And I get that. But bitch, that's the shit you do, you know what I'm saying, on the low. You do in the middle of the night at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, bitch. You don't bring that around your children. Listen, that's just not what you do. And I know the saying goes, to get over one, you must get under another. I get that to a degree. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I mean, if that's like I said, if that's something you was gonna do, bitch, do that on your own time, not the children's time. So obviously, nobody schooled this child on anything, not a damn thing. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. My mother, I mean, I did some questionable things in my early 20s. I don't have to lie about that. I'm not gonna tell all my business, but I'm just saying, I had a mother, who was like, half a, no. You got a daughter? No. It's a no and a no. And bitch, I was 20 some years old with a kid, and she was like, no, you ain't doing that. No. And if that's something you're gonna do, leave your daughter right here with me and go on about your business. Okay? But that's not Stella. Stella don't, Stella is scared of Olivia. She apparently, I don't think she had much of a hand in raising her, and whatever raising she did do, you know what I'm saying? It was very, very unstable. And she herself don't have a concept of what it takes to, be a wife or um be in a serious committed relationship, apparently, because for the past however many years she she couldn't have been in something too serious because she been following Liv around for the longest. So she ain't even got her own man or her own, you know what I'm saying? Like, honey, what is you doing over there, sis? Sis Stella got to get a groove back. She need a life. And she need to tell Olivia a thing or two. But you can't do that when you parent out of guilt. You know what I'm saying? I, I didn't do everything right, and I've told I had conversations with my daughter, like, you know, um, this, that, or the other, whatever, whatever I needed to say, and apologize for the things that I've done, no matter how small or how big. And at the end of the day, I mean, for one thing, you have to actually be, an active parent in order to really say these things, I would imagine. But even still, if I wasn't, you're not gonna guilt me into doing a goddamn thing. Now I love my, if I was Stella, I love my grandkids. I help out with my grandkids. I'll even help you to a degree, but I'm gonna tell you the real. Just because I've been through it. Obviously, some of them been through some things. So you need to tell this girl the truth and stop, you know, um, sugarcoating or telling her what the fuck she want to hear. That's why she in the situation she in now. Because ain't nobody ever told this girl shit about life, you know. I keeps it real with my daughter, and she know where I stand on on a lot of issues. Um, anyway, no matter how long she live and her supporters complain that man is leaving that woman, they are more mad about that than him taking the kids. Hmm, I guess, yeah. So this person, TD21, is saying that Gerard is responsible for Liv's mental health. No, he is not. Um, no. Now, I could make the argument that he contributed to her instability because he hadn't reached that point where he was confident enough to put his foot down and say, "Look, this ain't what you gonna do." Because a lot of times people have stunted growth because they weren't raised properly or because they don't have a better knowledge of self and understanding or they lack self-awareness. So they're stunted. They may be an adult, but mentally they are still a child. So, unfortunately for the children, um, Gerard wasn't able to put his foot down until he left because he still had some maturing to do. And that's what happens when you marry, a younger dude. What do you expect? I'm not saying it's like that for all men because, listen, my brother, he got married at 25. He been married 16 years, you know. And I'm sure he's learned a lot in those 16 years. Um, I forgot my point. Oh, so I guess basically what I'm trying to say is if you choose to marry a dude your age or a younger dude in his 20s, you're gonna have to allow him that space and time, that space to grow and mature. Um, I keep forgetting what the hell I was trying to say, but I guess that's in a nutshell. Um, otherwise, that's one of the reasons why I've always dated older. Because I felt like guys my age were just too immature or whatever. Um, it's not impossible to find them, but but a lot of young dudes just ain't ready. And Gerard, he once he started making babies, he realized, okay, that he needed to take on this responsibility, and I commend him for staying. Or maybe I shouldn't commend him because that's what he's supposed to do. He's the father. So I'll take that back. I don't commend him for staying. But I commend him for trying to work it out, um, for the kids, I guess you could say. Because at the end of the day, I think everything he did just boiled down to these are my kids. Even though one is questionable, he's still like man enough to like, listen, you know what? Hey, if one out of three ain't it just is what it is. I'm gonna take care of all of them just because I've been there and that's all they know. Now that I will definitely commend him for because there's no guarantee. There's never a guarantee. Men just have to, and especially before DNA tests, and maybe he did do a DNA test, and maybe he do know something different, but he'll never tell it, you know. And all men had to rely on was a woman's word for years. So Lord only knows what lived, well, we know what she was doing, and that's the thing. He's man enough to even just be like, you know what, fuck it. But anyway, yeah, he's not responsible for her mental health. I agree with that. She needs to take her stupid ass because she really pisses me off. Like, girl, go talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody done been through some shit. I had made a post, or a comment rather, about how even if you had a perfect, a quote unquote perfect childhood with two parents, you had this great childhood. Somewhere, somehow, it's something that, an issue that may have to deal, there's something about you or something somebody said to you, regardless of how great your childhood was, that affected you, you know. Um, Now how hard it affected you, that's depending on the person and things like that. But I said that to say most people need some form of therapy, um, just to talk it out, bounce ideas and whatnot off of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, if you're listening to this while you're working out or washing the dishes, cleaning the house, I really appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully, you get in this comment section and, just let me know that you're listening. I thank y'all for your views, likes, and I don't really care about this share. I guess I don't really care about the sharing, but it would be nice to get monetized at some point. Um, but yeah, I mean, um, I don't know. The hell I was saying? Yeah, cause I was gonna say yeah, cause I like listening to I be listening to stuff at work, you know. So it's good to have something to listen to while you're doing something. Anyway, the shout out to KP channel. She's got what you call it, a parody coming with the bubble coat, I guess. That's my girl. I like her. You could tell, like, it's always funny. You could tell, like, who you would be friends with in real life. And I just get a calmness spirit from her. Um, I was just talking to my coworker, about how chill I am and just go with the flow. Just go with the flow type of personality. And I swear, they talk so much shit about Geminis, which I am a Gemini. And I just be chilling. Like, I don't really trip. You know what I'm saying? But I can't show a side now. I can get with you. But that's anybody. If you piss somebody off, I mean, that's anybody. So I don't know. I don't get that whole thing. That's not really my thing anyway. But I do like to know sometimes what sign somebody is. And I do like that. I like idea of being a Gemini, I guess, whatever that means. So anyway, remember when Olivia and he met? Okay, so that basically that came the whole thing about where Antonisha met Rod. I would like to know that story because at one point I guess Olivia was saying that Antonisha was in her comment section. And I guess that's how she met Gerard. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I know somebody that did meet somebody in the comment section, from what I was told. From what I heard on the YouTube streets is Zolo and his old lady, ex old lady, whatever she is. Anyway, this person said there isn't a lie that pregnant seagull neck heifer won't tell. When I first heard that, I passed out. I'm about to say pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all. I need some frosted flakes. Olivia behavior lately is just like the Chantal, aka Foodie Beauty. They act just alike. Both are morbidly obese and deranged. Oh my goodness. Um, just don't understand how what is bashing Nisha for what? I don't understand. So this person said, remember when came on a live hollering about some supposed BM? Um, I don't even want to get into that. Liv been throwing subs at Nisha all the time, and the minute she responds with a post that says, "Bitch, I'm not his girlfriend, I'm his fiance," it's a problem. Why she mad is given I have no content. That didn't have to be for Liv. The woman could just be posting how she feels. When they got engaged, Quells did a live called Black Love Win. She praised them. Um, hmm? I don't get it. Um, yeah, they definitely watching. That's too funny. I know one thing, Nisha. Get your ass on here. You and Gerard. Get on here and do an interview. Um, Girl, I would pay a cool $5 to $10 just to hear about some of the other shenanigans that we don't even know about. You get 100 people to pay $10 for 30 minutes of gossip, child. See, that's a win-win. And split the money, child, but more than that, because I would make it, man. I ain't gonna even lie. I would. You could make a cool 10K, maybe, and then give the host, I don't know, maybe what about 20%? So what, 2,000, 3,000? I don't know how reasonable that is, but whatever deal, I wouldn't do it for less than 10,000 people, which at like $10 a head, an exclusive, what you call it, um, what is that? Fuck. What do they call them? Anyway, an exclusive interview, Patreon, bitch. Slash AKA pay per view, and see how many people lined up. How many people would pay? Honey child. That's a good little hustle right there. You talking about a bitch being on fire? My God. Because she was looking to get paid and wanting to do an interview for some money, if I'm not mistaken. I would call Yanni and be like, hey, y'all, how much you think we can get for this interview? And it'd be real exclusive, one-time event, bitch. And I wouldn't tell it all, but I would tell enough, child. And, um, oh man, you talking about the YouTube being on fire. Anyway, but that's a dream, child. That's a dream. But I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to make a nice little down payment, or pay y'all mortgage up for a few years or a year, bitch, I would definitely. I don't think that would be considered selling out. Selling your family out. I mean, if you gonna talk, I ain't gonna lie. If you gonna talk, Gerard, you really need to get paid, bro. I mean, at least you know use something to your advantage because this bitch, she ain't gonna learn. She is not gonna learn, and it's probably not a good idea. Mm. Maybe you know it's not the best advice um when it comes to the court, but I mean, I feel like if you feel like you're telling your side of the story, and she does have a pretty decent following, you know, I don't, I wouldn't imagine people do this shit all the time. But anyway, again, like I said, wishful thinking, right? How many minutes are we in? 27. So, Nisha shouldn't have got in a relationship, but she was too attached. Who cares, child? What? What? Oh. Her little shady post about dating married men when she dated Maurice Brandozolo and had a baby boy. Something else I was gonna say. What? I cannot with these comments. Oh my god. This person admitted that they was Virginia. That's how I'm about to start spelling Virginia. Oh my god. Mm-mm-mm. I cannot with y'all. The smear campaign Olivia has been running against Gerard and Nisha is out of spite and jealousy. Now that they are engaged, this post confirms that Nisha and Gerard prepare for a very bumpy ride. I would ensure their wedding is not being held during Olivia's weekend, as she will definitely seek to ensure they do not attend. Well, obviously, they don't want to do it on her weekend. So, this is a post from Liv. Says, jealous people don't necessarily want what you have, they just don't want you to have it. Oh, honey, child. Girl. Um, they aren't stupid, just like the engagement will be well thought out. Right. They're always steps ahead of her. I would imagine they gonna have it on their weekend. I mean, on his during his time with them. Um. Okay, so this person said, um, I guess they're trying to say Gerard holding on to the past or something. Talking about Nisha should have just got involved because he was married but overlooked that Liv refused to grant him a divorce and was stalling it to the last minute. Um, blah blah blah. I'm not getting into all that old stuff. Okay, let's see what's next. And you, so okay, so here was my thoughts too. All right, let me read this real quick. She's so miserable and vile. All the evil and harm she wishes on others comes back to her tenfold. She mocked the other woman for not being able to keep a man, having babies with more than one man, and now is divorced with two children from two different men, one of whom is an ex-offender. She also taunted Christy for losing custody of her son, and now look, she should quit while she's ahead, seek therapy, heal and focus, because the path she's on is self-destructive, extremely unhealthy, and detrimental to her kids. She could do 100 of lies of what should have been done, but he's going to do what he wants to do and did that. This is her way of getting content because the moms aren't putting out anything. Yeah, so when it comes to content creation, there's not a whole lot that she can do besides clean the house and prepare meals and then sit out here and talk shit. Uh, Try to reminisce, talk about Gerard, try to give so-called um shitty ass advice. You know, I mean, I get that you was married for 8, 9, whatever. You was with somebody for 8 years. Um, uh, all of which, I mean, you won't even tell. Uh, 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 um, you don't even speak on none of the good. You know, you remember all the bad. So what the hell you supposed to offer some advice about, bitch? Because if for 8 years you stayed with somebody had 3 babies and you don't have nothing good to say. Which I mean, I get it, y'all beefing right now. But the beefing is only really because, you know, I mean, live, you know, when he left and she left and decided that she was staying where she was staying and he was staying where he was staying, and she started playing games with his kids, that's when shit went left. Had she just, you know, said, okay, I'm done with him, you know, because a lot of women feel like when you done with the relationship that you done with the kids. Bitch, no. He's done with you. He's not done with his children. And so when she saw, and somebody said this, so ironic. A man was talking about this. When a woman, some women realize that you really fuck with your kids, you really care about your kids. They can't stand that shit. And I mean, I know it's been said, we didn't said that before, you know, people have mentioned that before. But that's really what made this whole shit go out of control. Because as much as she talked about how she was done with him and she moved on, she dangled them kids like they was little carrots, you know, from demanding a certain amount of child support. to intercepting phone calls and blocking and, you know, losing electronics and whatever the case is. Liv, you did that. It could have been a peaceful coexistence. But you wanted shit done your way how you wanted it. And now that, you know, the scales have been flipped or tipped or whatever, and you don't really have no say so, now it's like, okay, why can't we just have kumbaya? And you wonder why it's not kumbaya. And your supporters, you know, feel like he's supposed to just um forget and move on. And I don't even think he's bitter. Um I just feel like it's a matter of, you know, you what you put him through. Or maybe, you know, or you could say what y'all put each other through. Because it didn't have to go this way. He just wanted to be a father. And nobody is for 1 second gonna convince me that this bitch did not, you know, try to alienate her kids from their father, because she did. And she's a lie from the pits of hell if she says otherwise, which she does, and it's just not true. This lady, you know, she did all kinds of shit to make it hard for him to be involved with his kids. And then when she made it easy, it was easy. But when she made it hard, you know, she just wanted to do it her way. But God said, God had the last say so, honey. So anyway, and I guess another thing I was gonna say too, which is, you know, um, kind of sad, quite sad too, is the fact that, you know, regardless of what you think, how you think, you know, the whole makeup thing. I mean, she didn't even have to leave her house if she didn't want to. You know, for women to come by and get their makeup done. You know, so she could, and that could be her little side business, her hustle as well. You know, doing the makeup and stuff, because I mean, you know, she has a skill um that she's pretty confident. She seems to be pretty confident in. So for her not to parlay that and into some, you know, little business or whatever, whether the people came to her or she came to the people, she could have been doing proms, you know, asking them for permission to record them. Um, she could do proms, graduations, weddings, even mortuary stuff, you know, because I'm not a creative person and I wish I was. If I knew how to do that makeup stuff, but you know, I mean, so that's you know, that's something I don't really understand about people that have talent, other than the fact that yes, she is lazy. Okay, and it's very obvious that she is a lazy ass broad. You know what I'm saying? And um, so it's just funny how when she could be doing those things, she could use those things for her content. You know, use those different events for her content. And So the fact that she don't bother to do that, like, sis, what are you doing with your child? I ain't got time to worry about that, but I'm just saying, what are you doing? It's just a waste. And the same thing goes for strong mommy Chrissy. Chrissy got a knack for, some fashion to a degree, depending on who you are. And if nothing else, it seemed like she got an eye for, at least trying to replicate something if she ain't coming up with it herself on her own. I'm just saying. Because a lot of you young ladies are talented, but then you waste it on bullshit. And I don't understand how you can tell your girls to be confident in themselves and to be all that they can be and be the best that they can be and be concerned about their education and being a boss, quote unquote boss bitch, when you sitting up there on the couch running your lips when you could be making some money, honey. Ain't no way you got 90,000 some subscribers and goddamn every reactor then came and surpassed your raggedy ass, you know, in spite of them using you like you use Strong Mommy Chrissy, and it is what it is. They done surpassed you by a lot, you know. And whatever I can get, I noticed that you some of my highest videos, so it's enough people interested in you to keep them entertained. But the world we live in today, don't nobody want to work. Child, I could tell you a whole story about my stepdaughter, in which I think I might make it another video. Um, about young people today just not even thinking shit's supposed to be handed to them. But anyway, I digress. Ooh, child. So, I'm not getting to that foolishness. I don't understand YouTube beef. Is it just me? I mean, I might go back and forth with somebody in the comment section, but it's never that deep to me. I just say what I gotta say and motherfucker on. Tuna's making a clown of herself. So her most recent video was talking about the medication. And apparently she's going to be starting on another diet as per usual. And that's another thing. I wouldn't want my kids to constantly see me on here starting and stopping some shit. I mean, it's so much evidence of your just lack of ambition. That all your kids gotta do is go on here and see mommy start and stop something every couple of months. And it's ridiculous, sis. It's just ridiculous. And I know one thing's for certain, two things for sure. If you want to be single, that's your business. But if I was, and granted, Liz don't need to focus on a man right now. But, honey child, I'm sure there's plenty of dudes down there, single dudes, um, that if she put herself in position that she could meet, but Liv is such a low caliber type of chick. I mean, I just don't understand the type of man that would want to deal with her. So I can't even offer her no dating advice, child. Cause she gon' by day 3, I don't know, day 2 or day 3, she gonna be able to open her mouth and start talking. And then they gonna be like, what the hell I get myself into? And you can tell somebody's level of self esteem by the fact that she dated a whole halfway house resident. And shout out to the halfway house. No disrespect. My cousin came out of prison and had to go to the halfway house. A few of my peoples had to go to the halfway house. But guess what? Guess what, sis? They not riffraff though. I don't deal with riffraff. I don't know riffraff. I don't know chumps. I don't know niggas that will turn around and roast the shit out of you on a YouTube channel after, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just, child. I'm trying to make sense out of something that, you know, I can't relate to. It's frustrating. So I don't even know why I'm trying. But I would like to see the next guy that Olivia, you know, decides to date, because that definitely tells you a lot about yourself, about a person rather. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, what is she gonna say? She started and stop us. She started. She about as bad as she about as bad as Joe Biden. Yeah, if you ever watch Joe Biden talking, and then how he stop in the middle, just like she do, he stop in the middle of his sentence and just be like, "Oh, never mind," and she'll just stop in the middle of her thought and just be like, "Well, and move on to something else." Can you imagine trying to have a serious conversation with somebody like that? I have real discussions with people. I know what's going on in the world. I watch news every day, all day. Like I scroll through, if you ever scroll through my YouTube, not that anybody would or care, but I know what's going on in the world. I could have, extensive conversations, not like with not necessarily with, scholars and shit. I mean I could, but you gotta have a lot of facts, evidence, data, statistics to talk to, those kind of people. But I can have real conversations with people about politics, religion, and so forth. I mean, I'm a Christian. I was raised Christian, but I do know some shit about, other religions. I mean, basic stuff. But I guess my point is just, girl, you can't even hold a conversation about something other than niggas ain't shit and he ate my ass and oh, Shanquilla, you know, oh, they beat her up. That's so sad. Girl, you ain't got no real thoughts and opinions in that noggin of yours. Oh my god. So let's see. Somebody said, wasn't her ghetto cards talking? Oh Lord. Those people were together 8 years, right? They're only in their 30s, which means they were in their early 20s when they got together. Of course, they were playing games. Who has it together in their 20s? You mostly get drunk and trying to get ass as much as you can. Not me. I was a classy gal. Wink. Anywho, it's when you hit your 30s, you generally start maturing, and that's what happened in Big Rod's case. He is not perfect. He's still young and still has some learning to do. But when it comes to his kids, he has tried to be what they need to survive and thrive. Thank goodness for Nisha. Her knowledge has helped. Of law has helped Big Rod. And she got, they said she a paralegal or something. Um, I mean, I guess, 'cause Olivia loved to reminisce and talk about what Gerard did in the past, blah, blah, blah. Stuff that they both did to each other. So it's like, man, what are you talking about? And I like the fact that I guess I shouldn't say I like, but the fact that Olivia tries to proclaim like she takes some accountability, but then the shenanigans outweigh the accountability portion, sis. You know, I mean, she takes very little accountability, but I have heard her kind of sort of mention, whatever, child, that she might be somewhat responsible for you know things happening in the past, but child, you would have to dig, and I mean dig deep. I mean, I barely caught it when she said it because because it's followed by so much bullshit that it's hard to decipher. Um, but instead of her, just being honest and getting on here saying, we both fucked up. I played games, he played games. I apologize and I'm just ready to um be in a better position to raise the children. No, 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 no. She still want to play tit for tat and things like that. I say Gerard kill her with kindness. You know what I'm saying? If she want to get on the phone and talk, I would say hear her out and just try to respond with a clear mind. Pray about it, of course, and just show her some godly love. And it's hard to do as as a human. If that's not where you at in life. But hopefully he'll get there one day because Olivia really does. She really do need some grace. She really needs some grace because the enemy has attacked her, and it's not. I'm not trying to do the whole blaming on the devil, but Olivia's mind is not. You know, she went through some things, and like we all have. No, the world doesn't always understand it, but she needs some godly love. You know, to because the saying goes, love drives out hate, and once he starts to do that, if he can do that, him and Ernisha, because if I was her, if I was Nisha, I would call her. After I said a prayer, talk to my pastor, and maybe even, what I'm saying, had a pastor on the phone or meet with us to iron some things out and pray for her because that's what she needs. Like on some real talk, because I grew up in church, so I, you know, that part of me empathizes with Olivia and all of her challenges because it is a challenge. Olivia is mentally stunted, you know, and I don't really think she has a mental capacity beyond a certain age. And on top of the fact that she didn't graduate high school, so anyway, blah 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 blah. Our kid tables are really cheap. Um, so apparently she has a dining room table with some chairs that are just downright disgusting. Look like she got them off the sidewalk or something. And here she go talking about parent alienation. So this last video opens up. Olivia opens up when she's on her way to get her kids, about to stop for gas. Then, of course, you can only hear her side of the conversation with Gerard, and she tries her hardest to cry. When she did the live on this day, supposedly after Gerard didn't show up at the gas station, how much gas does a person need on the same day? This is BS and seems completely staged. She's on a smear campaign, which in the end doesn't even matter since we are not a judge or jury. I guess she needs coins, so she has to be a dead horse, beat a dead horse but 100,000 times. Yeah, because if he in such violation with these or with this court order stuff, she could have been, you know what I'm saying, went back to court and said, Judge, look at X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other. She could have been did that. This girl doing this exactly for what it is, entertainment. Honestly and truthfully, my honest opinion is that Liv has accepted and is content. You know that Jiraiya has the kids. She's really not that mad. I think more than anything, in her mind, this is punishment for Nisha having no children, um, and having to make sure that all their needs are met. Three children needs are met. Hair's all done, laundry, clean clothes, cooking, all that stuff, transporting, all the things you have to do as a parent. I feel like, and I got the feeling that she's more so looking at this as a punishment for Nisha, so she's more than happy that they are with their father. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I think I'm making sense. You know what I'm saying? In her twisted mind, it's a punishment that she's inflicting on Nisha. I mean, not that she has a choice. I know she doesn't have a choice because the courts took custody. But for all that crying and snotting that she do on here, I don't think she's really that upset about it as much as she tries to pretend that she is. Because if that's the case, you would have been to that boy football game and been trying to figure out a way that you and Gerard can get on the same page. Because when y'all supposed to meet up, supposedly to have a talk, and for whatever reason, I still don't understand why she refused to go, didn't show up, or whatever. I don't know. I can't. I don't. I'm not sure what happened. You know what I'm saying? You you didn't do it, so you can't really. On top of the fact that you terrified Anisha and her people that Gerard might have her peoples waiting to jump out the bushes on their ass. Shit, to be honest, he ain't even got to pay me. Um, I'll do this shit for free. I'm just saying, it's sad because I ain't never really, I don't know this girl from kid to pay, but she pisses me off to no end, boy. You know how you just had that character, and I love how Fran always, she like, listen, this is like reality TV, and she is that character. That matter of fact, like in the movie Low Down Dirty Shame, when Jada Pinkett knocked out the soap opera guy because she was mad. She knocked out the soap opera guy because she was so caught up. And how fans take a character so serious, child. Anyway, this person says I'm laughing at her crying. She looks like that Nickadoo person. She did. Did she let that child taste the hookah tip? Um, KP says she gonna have a jug of high C. She needs some high C. She needs some cigarettes. What else, child? That bubble jacket, some blue hair. Um, get a big box and put some wheels on it. Gerard doesn't say anything or debunk her claims. Hmm. I started watching Liv and Zolo and she tries to blame losing her kids on everything but the fact that she was acting a complete and utter fool. Not doing that. Nope, nope, nope. Child, they said, look at the kitchen. I mean, she could barely fit in this kitchen. Look how tight. Oh, wait. This a closet? Oh, child. This the laundry room. I thought it was. But hell, it ain't no bigger than the kitchen. I mean, no shade. You listen. This the best she could do. But yes, sis, you can't fit in that kitchen. And and if this is what's single and doing it on my own, Miss I am NDEPND, Miss Independent, I don't need no man. If that's what this look like, sis, nope, don't want it. Don't want it. Nope, nope, nope. Mm-mm-mm. Be like Kevin Samuel say, you should try to make it work with your baby daddy. Should have tried to make it work with your baby daddy, girl. Listen, sometimes it ain't all about your happiness. It's about what you can get and securing your retirement, bitch. Now, you can take that how you want to take it. At the end of the day, it's only so many hours in a day I can work, bitch. And on top of the fact that men die before women, okay. So, if he died before I do, or vice versa, I get his pension, he get my pension, 401k slash whatever, and my insurance money, and my retirement money, and all of the things. See, everybody ain't out here running businesses. Everybody ain't got got businesses and 10 streams of income. And I get it. Yeah, you should have a hustle. You should try to figure out a way to make some more money. But sis, it's only so much. Only so much time and energy in a day, depending on the type of business. I mean, how much money are you really, gonna make? Um, Most businesses are saturated with, the markets are saturated, which I'm not saying, um, you can't get in, but still, it takes time, energy, effort, attention. Like you really have to put forth some work to get a business up and running and to continue to be successful. On top of the fact that most businesses fail um a few times before you get it up and running successfully. So all that, strong independent woman, I don't need no man. Um Girl, you need to get it on your own. Yeah, see how long that shit lasts when you start to get into your 50s and 60s and your bones is cracking and breaking every which way, bitch. And you got to get knee replacements and you know what I'm saying? Like it is in your best interest to get you a man of some kind of value that's a hard worker that that you can depend on. You know what I'm saying? About it, that um, that just in case this or that you got a cushion, bitch. And that's what the men's and women's is for. What you think God made men and women for? To be together. Most of them, some of them, not all. But I'm just saying. I mean, hell, Liv talks about men so much she obviously want to be in a relationship. But the man that would deal with her, sis, I dare her to get on here and prove us wrong, child. Dare her. And even if she don't show him, you know what I'm saying? If if she just give a hint like, oh, I got a boo, he's so good to me, then, and things will start to change and improve in her life because sometimes, um, people can make you better. I've heard a lot of people say, he's made me a better woman, or she's made me a better man. So we'll see, child, Olivia. We'll see. Because a man worth his salt that really care about you, even though you may have your own dot, la, 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 you may have your own, he's still gonna make sure you straight, bitch. Okay? There was a nigga in the comment section, he was like, my chick, wife, whatever, she drive a big body Benz, and I don't mind paying for it because she good to me. That's grown people shit. Even if he lying, that's still true for a man and his wife, his woman. Men take care of women that they trust and they respect. Okay? That's exactly why you got the shit end of the bargain when it came to Gerard. She was on here talking about some little young man, young dude, simping on his girlfriend or whatever, and she sitting up there, nobody did it for me, Gerard. Well, she didn't say Gerard. But, she kind of said, he ain't good for me. Because, bitch, you wasn't inspirational. You wasn't fit. You wasn't friendly. You wasn't cooperative, in the words of the late great Kevin Samuels. I'm just saying, you know. So she sure does, hence her technically is not my weekend, but comment. This was a clearly badly staged performance, an attempt to garner sympathy, manipulate her loyalty gang, and paint herself a victim again. You would think they would be tired of her doing this dumb shit. But you got some women out here so twisted that they think the worst of men, but yet and still you don't see no shortage of these bitches getting pregnant and having 4 and 5 kids. As much as they talk about how men ain't shit, bitch. Well, who laid up with you to get you pregnant? And if he ain't shit, what do that say about you? Because I'll be damned. You know what I'm saying? I never been married, but I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't marry somebody who wasn't didn't have a working history, didn't have a vehicle, didn't have a place to live, I tell you that much, and didn't show me uh any signs of care and concern. That I would tell you. Okay. Even though I didn't end up getting with somebody or marrying anybody, um, but if I did, That would have been my criteria, sis. And it's just the basics. It's not like it's some whole laundry list shit. I ain't, I don't want the moon and the stars. I just want somebody, you know, a little bit above my level that could teach me a few things. And then, we can together do our thizzle. My nizzle. She really sat up there squeezing out crocodile tears. Olivia knows full well that she didn't take that frozen meat out the freezer until the night before she hit the record button to fill her latest well as meat. That meat was rock solid, so ain't no way any chicken was getting cooked for dinner that night. They said, "What the heck is going on with that little ramshackle house? The floor by the fridge is buckled up. The counters don't match, and why is paint all over the floor? Wait until it gets cold there. I doubt this place is even properly insulated. It shows the landlord did a cheap patch-up job and screams out rent to whomever." Imagine how Gerard feels having to keep his kids from their mom. I'm sure it's not a great feeling, but it's for the best. Bitch, I'm at the point. I'm at the point now. Get this bitch supervised visitation. Matter of fact, 1 week in a month. Yeah. His family can watch the kids because Olivia is a disaster. Or I would, matter of fact, I wonder if now who said they took parenting classes? Can a judge make her get some counseling and parenting classes? That would be I'm curious to know if he could make that request that she get parenting and counseling therapy because she need it. Um Sweet Sensei says, I can't stand this big Karen ass hop goblin crying in her kitchen. Talking about this is talking about if I'm gone tomorrow, will anybody ever even remember me? I was here type shit. See, this is what I'm talking about. And this is why when people say, you know, speak out against therapy, I have a real problem with that because it's shit like this, talking like this on a platform where you know that your baby daddy can use this as ammunition against you. This type of low vibrational talk um just goes to show, sis, you need some Prozac and you need to see a therapist. Period, point blank. Because why wouldn't somebody care if you were ever if you what does it say, if I'm gone tomorrow, will anybody even remember me? You got 3 kids. How they gonna forget you? You got 3 kids. So how's somebody gonna forget you was here? I mean, come on. You talking crazy. You need help. And for Stella with the boots, it's just, and Raquel too. I mean, my sister, she don't really have a lot of time because she a doctor. So, it's not like she could be super invested in what I got going on or even shit a little bit. But one thing, she's 7 years older than me. We've gotten somewhat closer because I done caught up to her now in age. But shit, she a married woman with kids, or well, married woman, and she's a doctor. And yes, I said that twice because I'm still proud after all these years. I have a doctor or sister. Yes, I do. Um, So, let's see. Gerard put the kids on the phone because he had nothing else to say to her. I'm sure he already spoke to her on the app. He's letting her talk to them. He's not alienating them from her. It just wasn't her weekend. What part of it's just not her weekend? My God. When is that going to end? Because if I see that one more time, The roller coaster of emotions she tries to put herself through when acting out these fake ass panic attacks. Oh, I think I did hear about a panic attack. KP, I was listening to KP right before I had got on here. Just about a panic attack. Mm, it just amazes me. It's so much information out here about mental health that you don't have to do this, Olivia. Like seriously. And I'm not even saying she need medication or anything because I hate taking medication. And I was on depression medications for, a period of time, had to get adjusted and, things like that. But it was only so long before, I stopped that shit because y'all not gonna have me relying on this medication for, you know, longer than a certain amount of time. Um, not that I mean I know my body just like any other, um uh sickness you may have. So, I had to tell my counselor, like, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. She tried to put me on something else, but I was like, nope, I'm good. I'll talk to you once every 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm basically, I've done therapy. So I just, I keep in touch. Everybody don't, that's not something everybody has to do. But I just, I do keep in touch with her, check in every 6 weeks or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, I was like, nah, I'm at this point, I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of me doing it. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, that's just how I feel about it right now at this point in my life because I have done the work. I've done the work and I know how to handle, situations and not just be, when I speak about being chill, it's not a passive aggressive chill, you know. Um Sometimes I have to process shit. I have the ability to process stuff and listen to respond as opposed to just, blabbing off at the mouth, I can count down, I can, you know, compartmentalize to a degree. So I have those tools to do that. She don't. Um, so anyway, the roller coaster of emotions she tries to put herself through when acting out this fake ass panic attack is weird to me. Her mother must have convinced her that one day she would end up with a star on the Walk of Fame. Um, and this, and it was perfectly fine for her to go so long without seeing her speaking to her kids when she was in Florida. And now that she's in Texas, it's been 2 weeks since I see my kids. And this is my weekend, bro. My weekend. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a good Christian. I'm a good Christian, y'all. I ain't gonna do this with you. The last block she did is the reason I think she's mentally unstable. She thinks it's okay to play around with words when we all know it's just an act and a very bad one at that. Does she really think a judge will say, oh my God, hurry up and give that woman her kids back? What the hell? AJ should not be in her care. Um, okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to make a part two. Her crying at the end is a last ditch effort to gain sympathy, not only from Demi Gang, but also Gerard. Like, seriously, who paying this girl any attention? If you 30 some years old thinking crying on the internet gonna do something, child, you in for a tough life. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this one up and do a part two because this has gone on way too long. Look at this. A minute. An hour and 19 minutes. Come on back now and listen to part two. Okay? That's what you can do. And before you do that, make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning into my channel. See you in the next video. Bye.